The Environmental Investigation Agency and the Global Ocean Race have unveiled a new and exciting environmental initiative at the Solo Sailing Festival held at the Royal Southern Yacht Club in the Hamble. Oliver Dewar introduced Jennifer Lonsdale, one of EIA's founding directors.
As I said, we've been keeping a really big lid on this. This isn't some finger-wagging greenwash exercise. This is really important. It's going to have a hell of an impact. And we really hope that other race organisations and other offshore races are going to take this on board. Jenny, thank you very much.
Great. Thank you very much, Ollie, and thank you very much for inviting me to join you today. I am a director of the Environmental Investigation Agency, and what I'm here to do today is to announce a partnership between EIA and the Global Ocean Race. It's a partnership we're incredibly excited about, and it's a partnership that's never happened between an environmental organisation and a global ocean race, and I think it has certainly a real potential for some exciting work. We feel that if we're going to find solutions to the problems that are facing the oceans and whales and dolphins and other species, we really need to connect with the international community. We feel that Global Ocean Race is a race which appeals to people across the globe, and we feel it's a partnership that will actually achieve results and will be a partnership for the future. What we know is that sailors go out across the oceans to places that research vessels simply cannot go, and they see things that other people never see. We believe that with modern day cameras and GPSs and all the equipment they have on board, that there is a possibility of them being able to document things that they see, and this could contribute to global knowledge of environmental issues.
For the past 27 years, EIA has investigated and tackled a broad range of environmental issues. They actively document and expose trades in endangered species, illegal logging, and threats to the wider global environment, such as the illegal trade in ozone-depleting substances. They have had an immensely positive global impact and a far-reaching influence at international conventions and with many governments, influences that change the way we see wildlife and our environment. This unique agreement aims to promote good environmental practice for sailors. The Global Ocean Race passes through some of the remotest parts of the world, and the sailors have the privilege of sailing tracts of the ocean rarely observed. Recording marine data from these remote areas will hopefully provide a vital source of reference for future generations. EIA and the Global Ocean Race aim to promote the same principles for other races and the wider sailing community, and will set up a database so the combined information can be made public.
The issue that we really want to focus on in the first instance with the Global Ocean Race is looking at the threat of whale strikes and the problem it faces for sailors.
I think he's gone again, David.
Yeah, no, he comes up. There's two of them.
That's the second one. Look at the size of that.
Told you. Just get ready on the helm, mate, just in case you have to bear away, please. Oh, big blow.
They just happen to be going the same way as us.
Oh, he's turning. Come right, come right. Three of them, he's got a baby. Watch out, mate. And I'd hold on, mate, if I was you, because if we hit him, it's going to hurt. Must have dived under the boat because they were that side. They were right next to us. I really did think they were going to come for us then, for a minute, because it looked like they were turning towards us.
I thought rather than me trying to describe too much about striking a whale, I'll read you a little bit about a report from the Route de Rhum race, which I found intensely moving and saddening. He wrote, "I hit a whale yesterday. The boat was slipping along at 8 or 9 knots when it stopped, as though I'd run into a hard sandbank with a big impact. I went on deck and I saw a wounded animal right alongside the boat. I was close to tears. The whole scene was so far away from my concept of sea, of the respect I have for it and this animal that I'd wounded. There was nothing I could do. I did nothing. I just stood there. I knew I should quickly make a check of the boat, but I stayed on the deck, talking to the whale like an idiot, apologizing to her in the language of the eternal human predator. I carried on talking until she sounded, leaving a reddish wake behind her. I started the race again with a ravaged heart and a dreadful, empty feeling of hopelessness."
In the last Artemis Transat, there was extremely high sort of whale strikes across the Atlantic, on the western side and the eastern side. I think slightly more on the western side. Fortunately, everyone actually reported what they'd hit, but there was a huge variety, high-speed impacts, low-speed impacts. No one was hurt. We're talking about Colville, in his trimaran, actually got a whale wedged between the starboard float and the main hull. That was extremely distressing for him and for the whale. Fortunately, it eventually freed itself from being trapped, but it did damage Daggerable. That was a good impact. One boat, actually, the skipper, after the collision, stepped off and got rescued. They did manage to salvage the boat afterwards. All the other collisions were basically just coming to a complete stop. And there were reports of huge amounts of blood on the water. And extraordinarily, most of the collisions were in daylight.
EIA and the Global Ocean Race will work together to try to find solutions to mitigate this distressing problem.